Hi, I'm Pete, and this is a VeryPuzzle unboxing. I ordered this about 3 weeks ago, and here it is. Now, as I'm opening this up, I want to point out the theme puzzles in the back row there. We have the Wit Eden Wormhole series from quite a few years ago. Wonderful series of puzzles, highly recommended. A lot of fun, quite challenging too. And then a more recent series is the Limcube Dual 3x3x3. There's 5 members of that set. And the thing that they all have in common is that they're puzzle in puzzles, right? So they actually have a sort of an internal puzzle and an external puzzle. And I really love that. It's one of my favorite types of puzzle to solve because usually your techniques that you would use to solve either the inside or the outside puzzle, you have to modify them. Sometimes you have to modify them quite a bit to be successful with these. It's a lot of fun, and usually there's a big aha moment somewhere along the way when you finally figure out what the kind of trick is. Okay, well, let's see what I got from VeryPuzzle. Well, this is interesting. Another one of their cylindrical shipping boxes. I didn't expect this. Okay, here we go. And so really an otherwise empty box. And now we have this very, very nice shipping container, and I've actually received other puzzles in these before. So let's have a look and see if the data plate, oh yes, the data plate gives everything away, but that's okay. It's called the HATO puzzle, and it's actually named after Typhoon HATO that affected South China in August 2017. It did quite a bit of damage, and it actually quite a number of people were killed. So it was quite a huge typhoon, and VeryPuzzle was I guess had this puzzle ready to go, but it had to be delayed because of Typhoon HATO. So they decided that they would just name their latest puzzle after that big typhoon. So this is it just gives you the materials, package size, gives you the weight, 210 grams. Designed and manufactured in China. Recyclable, I guess. No, it's not no babies. It's like no babies and toddlers. So that's 0 to 6. So people, wait till you're 7 to play with this puzzle. Probably due to small parts, right? And there's a QAM code. I imagine that would take you to the product page on the VeryPuzzle website, but I'll hold it still, and maybe you can check it out for yourself. All right, well, there's no easy way to get into this, so I'm just gonna slice through the label. Keep in mind that if you are a package collector, I've just made your package much more valuable. Okay, there we go. And wow, this is okay. So this is kind of nice. It looks like I got some extra stickers on top, so that's nice to see. And here's the package, and there's actually a sheet. Okay, I think we've seen. Okay, don't need that anymore. And let's see now. Okay, so it actually gives you some information about the HATO puzzle. That's really cool. I'm just going to quickly look over it. There are cautions: don't disassemble it, don't force it, don't drop it, not suitable for children under 6. Okay, so that's interesting. And now they talk about how the puzzle works. Well, let's just kind of throw the instructions to the side, which is always highly recommended whenever you're doing anything like this, and just try and see what we can find out ourselves. Okay, so one of the things, the comments I read online from someone who'd received it before me, is just how small it was. And indeed, that is very, very small. I kind of like that. Now, it looks like it's already started to try to play. All right, now we're close up with the HATO puzzle. And, this is, it strikes me as just how beautiful this puzzle is. It's been inscribed. The outer 2x2 pieces have been inscribed with sort of, I guess, a typhoon inspired theme is what I would sort of guess. It's just a beautiful design. You sort of see the waves and the wind and like that. So what we have here is yellow opposite pink, and then the standard blue, orange, green, and red. Now these smaller 2x2 puzzles, the pieces can move around a little bit. I don't know. I think it's not too bad. They if they move at all, they just move a little bit. I think it's also had a long trip over from China, so I think that's perhaps some of the reason some of them are a little bit misaligned. One of the things I wanted to show here was, or at least answer a question. We weren't sure when we were looking at this in the photos whether the individual, because we can see that the inner 2x2, which is called a satellite 2x2 according to VeryPuzzle, but this inner or satellite 2x2, whether the individual sides could be rotated. And I think the answer to that is yes. Each individual side can be rotated, as we can see. Now there's a little index on some of the pieces, and I'm not quite sure what the pattern there is. So maybe it just helps you to see that they're aligned, or I wonder if it just won't allow it to be turned if it's misaligned. It might be, but it's maybe hard to see, but there's a little kind of a little point sticking out there, a little kind of a post. It's a fairly small thing, and it's just on the corners of some, but not all of the pieces. So yeah, it's I'll move this a little closer. Yeah, so the color scheme, I think we can see here that the color scheme of the satellite puzzles, as they're called, is mirrored by the outer puzzles. So now I have a whole thing. I can turn around, so I have pink, and if I turn this 180 degrees, then I'm going to get the yellow, which corresponds to the yellow on the other side of the puzzle. So that's really it. The whole HATO puzzle. I'm just going to try and get everything lined up here. Yeah, so it's turning very smoothly. It's good. It's not too loose, not too tight. I like that. We see that the inner puzzles are kind of they do flop around a little bit, but I think that they stay more or less where you put them. They might move just a little bit. Okay, I think I see the purpose of these little things sticking up. I think it's just exactly what I'm doing. It's just to help you grab them as they come around. So you see that we can rotate the individual pieces of the 2x2 in both directions of the satellite 2x2. So they do go in both directions. So really these are full puzzles. You could somehow sit here and scramble this, and you could scramble this inner 2x2 or the satellite 2x2, and you actually have a lot of them to occupy you, because of course there are 6 of these on the puzzle, and then the 7th is the outer shell. I'm even trying to figure out what the strategy would be to solve these. Do you solve the outer first? So one of the things I'm thinking about is that the solving of these 2x2 mini puzzles is different from the say the this series where you have an outer puzzle and an inner puzzle, because with this there's only one inner puzzle and the pieces are inside the outer puzzle. In this, imagine you're scrambling the outer puzzle. One of the things you're doing as you're scrambling the outer puzzle and then moving these is you're exchanging pieces of this puzzle with other satellite puzzles. Okay, so I could, okay, so if I do that, and then, so now on this ball, okay, I'll turn this around. I'm going to completely end up scrambling this, I know it. Okay, I'm going to just flip this around. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what do we have? All right, so I have 3 pink stickers here. And a red. See if I can find more pink stickers. Okay, and then I have, uh-oh, maybe not. Oh, I think I might have, oh yeah, okay, and there's some, no? Alright, I don't know. Alright, I really thought I had that, but I guess not. Oh well. Okay, so now I have to remember what I did. Okay, so what did I do? Yeah, I really thought I had... Okay, brought it over, flipped it around, and then brought it back. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is, okay, now I've completely and totally scrambled this thing. Yeah, so here's an example, I guess, where I probably, okay, so according to this, I'm missing a red. Yeah, I should be missing a red. Oh, I did achieve what I wanted to, though I accidentally scrambled my puzzle. Okay, so I have all my pinks here, but when I rotate this 90 degrees, I have an extra pink there, and I'm missing a red. Okay, so that's an example of what I was trying to get at, is that one of your solving steps has to be to fix stuff like that, where you have to have a complete inner 2 by 2 puzzle to make it work. So it's going to be a fascinating solve, and I think I'm going to have to watch the video to see what I've done here. I've swapped a couple pieces that I didn't intend to. That should be a fairly simple thing to fix. We're back, and I finally have the HATO puzzle solved. It's been a few weeks since I did my unboxing, and what happened was I sat down right after the first video, and tried to solve the 2 faces I scrambled, and I ended up scrambling a 3rd face. And then I just decided I really needed to spend some quality time and work on this when I wasn't quite so stressed and so busy, and just had too much on my mind. So I waited until I had some time, and I've spent quite a bit of time learning about this puzzle. It is fascinating. It's a really fairly complex puzzle. The way to solve it's not too bad. Just a couple of very simple algorithms once you get the hang of it. One of the things that really took me a while to understand about the puzzle is that when you turn the outer puzzle, you're actually moving half of a 2 by 2. So this is a 2 by 2. You're actually moving 4 pieces. And even if I then, say, try to place another piece, say if I try to move this top layer here and replace that corner piece, what I'm actually doing, if I do that, I'm not just replacing the piece that I can see, but there's a hidden piece, part of the original puzzle, that goes along with it. So once I understood that, it was a lot easier to work on this, and in fact I worked out a way to do piece replacement where basically we put the piece that we're trying to place in, we put it down in the corner. We take the target piece, we move it into above the replacement piece, shove the replacement piece up, and then back over. And what that does, it only replaces 1 piece. But you know, it takes a little bit of mental gymnastics to kind of get to that point. The other thing that I worked out here is it is possible to do algorithms on these cuboid algorithms on the 2 by 2s, but you're only looking at the outer face. So on this puzzle, for example, we're only looking at that face, and if I needed to replace, to swap these two cuboids, I can do it fairly easily with the algorithm. Ooh. Right. I can do it fairly easily with the algorithm. If I want to do that on here, and I want to say swap those two pieces, the first thing I have to do is rotate the puzzle up so that I can't even see really the top. Now I'm looking at the side of the puzzle, and then I have to do all my algorithms, my U turns like that, my R turns like that. It is a fairly, it sort of places a fairly high load on your ability to visualize. Or in my case, because I do have some difficulties with it, I just have my little 2x2 here so I can understand what I'm looking at and what I'm trying to do. I don't know if this is cheating or not. Maybe leave me a comment and see what you say. Is that cheating? Anyway, so I finally got this sorted out, and I'm really happy with it. All of these satellite puzzles, some of them were a little stiff when we started. They're all turning really well. I think one of them, the blue one, just a little bit tougher than the rest of them, but I haven't really given this a thorough scramble yet, so I think once I do, it'll be fine. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have had some reports, seen some reports about stickers being loose or falling off on the puzzle. I had a couple of loose stickers myself, and what I did was I took them off and I glued them back down with super glue. It just, it's a fairly simple thing, but it is something you got to take care of, because if a sticker were to fall off on this puzzle and it would fall inside, it would be very difficult to fix that. They do give you some extra stickers, but you'd have a sticker kind of floating around inside there. And I haven't figured out how to disassemble this puzzle yet, so it is something to keep in mind. But otherwise, the puzzle's working great. Another issue I had when I was trying to solve it was just I was not being mindful of moving the satellite puzzles as I'm turning things. So yeah, you can imagine as I'm turning, say this way, and then I can they'll still turn a little bit on the side. So yeah, you got to be kind of on your toes with this puzzle. But it is just so much fun, and it's just solving just the three faces that I solved was very satisfying. As a matter of fact, I can't wait to see what else VeryPuzzle is going to do with this. They came out with, since my unboxing, they came out with the UFO puzzle. I ordered that, and I'm looking forward to that. It is similar, I think, to this, but it's in a different shape, and I think it has a different number of satellite puzzles on there. So yeah, I'm really taken with the HATO puzzle. I'm going to go and scramble it up. I've been thinking about a tutorial because I haven't seen any yet on YouTube or anywhere else. It would be kind of difficult to video a tutorial because you really have to be able to see all of the different pieces. So I'm not really sure technically how that would work. I might have to do some experiments, but let me know in the comments if you really think a tutorial is needed, or if this is something that people could just pick up on their own and just try to solve it. Well, that's it for me for this long delayed unboxing of the HATO puzzle. I'm really happy with it. As always, I appreciate your comments, your questions, your suggestions, so let me know what you're thinking in the comments. And until next time, thanks for watching.